Hello everyone, I'm Christine Blosdale and welcome to KPFK Studios. This is a rarity for me to be in front of the camera, but it's a very special day. I have in studio one of my favorite comedians of all time, the wonderful, marvelous Miss Wanda Sykes.
What has been going on? You've been very busy.
I'm a busy woman.
Yes.
Very busy. As you mentioned, been doing guest appearance on Blackish, House of Lies with Don Cheadle on Showtime. Yeah, I have the new Ice Age movie is coming out in July. So, and my special. So it's a busy time.
Well, you're busy with work and
Right.
and your career, but you're also busy at home too, right?
Oh, my
You
God.
running around after
Well,
a little one?
Yeah, two little ones, twins, a boy and a girl.
Twins?
Yeah. They're 6, almost 7, and I think that's why I stay so busy, just to get out the house.
Yeah.
Sometimes, just to you hear some just silence for a minute. 'Cause
Let's talk about some stuff that is, I mean, you if you just turn on your radio or your television or you're just alive, if you're breathing, you know that there is a very important election coming up.
Oh yes,
And
yeah,
this-
very important election.
Yeah.
and I mean that's actually the title of my special is "What Happened, Miss Sykes," and so I'm talking about everything. What happened with me personally, and like what's going on in the world, and especially like what's happening politically. What the hell? This is crazy. This is nuts. We've really gone off the deep end here. Like I've never watched a presidential debate, and 'cause I was watching Republican debate, and I've never watched a presidential debate and had the thought cross my mind. Oh my God, is he about to pull out his penis? I think he's gonna. What the hell? I mean, it's really turned into a pissing contest.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, on the Republican side, we have, of course, the Trump,
Yeah.
which I think is what you were talking about, relating to the penis.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then we also have the Ted Cruz,
Yeah.
which I've seen stuff on the internet about him morphing into Grandpa Munster, and it's not that far of a stretch. Do we have the freakiest looking candidates on the Republican side?
Oh my God, crazy looking. Cruz he's creepy. He's creepy looking. Really, I mean, he does like Grandpa Munster.
And I think he wanted to outlaw masturbation.
Yeah. That's come on. That's just it's a little bit too much.
Yeah.
'Cause one, I don't even want to think about masturbation and Ted Cruz
in
together.
the-
So I just wish that he just don't even talk about any of that stuff because he's just ruining it for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have on the other side, this wild thing with the Democratic nominees, and in particular, obviously, between Hillary Clinton, established Democrat, her husband, Bill,
Right.
the first Black president. Okay, we have Bill Clinton's, the legacy of his presidency, and her being the was Secretary of State.
Secretary of State. Yes.
And then we have this phenomenon, this wild buildup of young people and people from all different ranges, with the burn, feeling the
Right.
burn,
Feeling the
Bernie
burn.
Sanders.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What do you think about that?
Well, with Bernie, I like his ideas. I think he has they're very idealistic, you should say. I mean, it would be great if we could do all that stuff, but it's like it's going to bankrupt us. But they're great ideas, he just needs to tell us how we're going to pay for it. And it can't just be from weed money. We're going to legalize weed and then pay for everything.
When he said that, everybody in the audience was
Right,
like, "Oh,
yeah.
no!" But
Wait a minute,
the young
really?
people were like, "Yes!" Well, and I think one thing though one thing I got to say as far as because everybody says, "Where's the money going to come from? Where's the money going to come from?" But my idea is that under Sanders, there's not going to be multiple wars. There's not going to be a
Right.
lot of that military spending. I mean, they just keep,
Right, because
you know,
we're
they
all going
keep
to be in
raising.
such a good mood
Oh.
from the weed.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to go to a war when you're high. It's like, oh, good. Just let them have
just
it. I don't
eat.
have time for it. Yeah.
Let's just eat.
Right.
Have a Snickers.
Dude, chill out. Yeah, that's what they'll tell Putin. Dude, just chill out.
And I think he'll also be hard, you know, there's a lot of corporations that don't pay any taxes.
Right.
And there's
that's
trillions
true.
of dollars
That's
that,
true.
you know, should be coming in. So
Exactly.
even if he just said, you know what, if you don't pay your taxes like, you know, Susie
Right.
and
Like we
Wanda,
pay our
okay,
taxes, exactly.
I know you pay
Right.
your taxes.
A lot of taxes.
I pay my taxes, and I don't even make that much here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if somebody was there to actually really hold Wall Street accountable, really hold the corporations accountable, and to get away from this whole militaristic, you know, adventures that we have, that we seem to have a habit of, I think that you know, you could send kids to college for free.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
I think so.
I agree.
But
I agree.
but boy, you see that like on the Twitters and everything, people, the Hillarys and the Bernies getting, ooh, mommy
Yeah.
and daddy are fighting.
Right. Yeah. And it's an ugly fight. My problem with it, or what my fear is that, you know, whoever is the nominee, that's who I'm going for. That's who I'm going to support. But I just hope that everyone takes that up, you know, has that same mindset. But it seems like the Bernie people are like, hey, if it's not Bernie, then I don't know if they're
We're
going
gonna
to
burn it down.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to show up. I don't know if they're going to show up.
I think so. You know what? I
vote.
think if you're faced between a Trump
A Trump
and
a Hillary.
and a Hillary, you know, I think speaking of Trump, did you see that Ted Cruz, okay, creepy Cruz, had put out I think it was a video or something where he showed Trump's wife,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
who is beautiful. I mean,
Yeah,
she's
if
young.
you're into that.
Yeah.
You know, if you're into that.
No, but I mean, she's, you know,
too high maintenance for my taste.
well, you know, but I mean, it's the best money can buy. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I'm sure they love each other dearly.
Yeah, right.
But the campaign backfired because he's like, you know, would you like this to be the first lady? And of course, all of them, they're like,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then Trump on the other side put a thing up of Ted Cruz's wife. And, oh my goodness.
God. Yeah.
This is where we're at. It's a circus.
It totally is a circus.
And the future of the world lays in the balance.
It's very, very scary because, you know, and Trump and his stupid wall, you know, I'm going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. That's just anyone who believes that. Come on, it's just gullible. And as we see with the, you know, they don't need walls. They tunnel. It's all about the tunnels now. You know,
Right. We don't. You know what? And we can't even fix a pothole.
Exactly.
Have you driven on these streets in LA?
Exactly. We can't fix potholes. You know, our bridges are crumbling, and I just think that just from, and I think what people really are getting behind Bernie is because at least he's saying something new, something different.
Right,
You know,
right.
because Republicans, it's always the same thing, and Democrats, it's always, you know, we're gonna
What
put
they want,
money.
what you want to hear.
Yeah, we're gonna put money into infrastructure. We're gonna get people back to work. You know,
We're gonna bring the
We're
boys home from the war.
We're gonna do all this, and then Republicans, it's always the same thing. Let rich people keep their money, and it'll trickle down to poor people, which it never works, and it never will work because nothing good trickles.
No, right.
Yeah, nothing good. Nothing good trickles.
Right.
If you get a trickle in your house, you get excited about it. Like, woo! What is this trickling down my bathroom wall?
No.
You know, it's not money. No, so
Yeah.
nothing good trickles.
Let's talk about you. You said you have twins.
Twins, yeah.
You have twins.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that being a mom. Wow.
Yeah, that's it's
You probably get some of your best comedy from being a parent.
You know what? I do because I talk about, you know, what's going on in my life. And before I had kids, I used to laugh at, you know, comedians who would get on stage and all of a sudden now they're talking about their kids. I'm like, oh God, here we go again. You know, like and then once I became a mom, I get it. I get why you have to talk about them because they take up so much of your time. You really don't know what is going on in the rest of the world. You know, it's like they really become your world. It's like some mornings I would wake up and go, "Is Obama still president? Did I miss anything? What's going on out there?" You know. So, but now that they're older, I'm able to, have a little me time, and and when I'm on the road, it's I watch the news and get caught up. But yeah, kids they take over your existence.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have a wonderful partner to share the responsibility and the joys and the
she's
craziness
great.
with.
Right. She's great. But it's so funny. I just like I said, my special is What Happened, Miss Sykes, because I'm just looking at my world going, how did I get here? I'm a black woman from Virginia. I went to a historically black college. I belong to a black sorority, and now I'm married to a white French woman, and I have 2 white kids. It's like as
what
much.
happened?
Yeah, what happened? And it's like as much trash as I like to talk. At the end of the day, I take care of white people. That's pretty much what I do. I take care of white people. That's my job.
Well, it all boils down to the heart. The heart.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't change a thing. Are you kidding me?
Isn't love grand?
Oh, I love it. I'm so happy right now. Just
it shows.
My life is
shows,
great.
Wanda.
Yeah.
This isn't we
so
are
fortunate.
taping this, but for people that are listening to the radio. By the way, I'm Christine Blosdale. You're listening to KPFK 90.7 FM, and I'm in studio with the wonderful Miss Wanda Sykes. And I was just saying, you look fantastic.
Well,
you look so
you.
happy.
Thank you.
You really do.
I am. I'm very happy. Like I said, it's fun. It's chaos. My house is loud. There's always some Cheerios on the floor. But that just happens.
And have you stepped on Legos barefoot yet?
Oh my God, oh boy! What a treat.
I think that there should be a whole a support circle for parents who step on Legos. We're talking about also. She's got a wonderful. We're also talking about your show that's going to be here in Los Angeles. You're taping What Happened, Miss Sykes. Mm-hmm. It's going to be on Saturday, May 21st is the taping at the theater at the Ace Hotel here in Los Angeles. Showtimes are at 7 and 9:30 because in case something happens.
Right.
And tickets are on sale. Where can they get them?
They can go to my website, wandasykes.com, and I'm sure you guys are going to put up a link on your website too.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. And and Ticketmaster.
Fantastic.
Or the Ace Theater.
I hope it can hold a lot of people because I think it's gonna sell out.
I hope so. Yeah.
I
think so. Big, nice live, audience. Yeah.
Oh, I'm hoping I get to see it too.
If you get good seats, make sure all of you make sure you comb your hair because you might end up on camera. So,
okay.
Yeah, gussy up a little bit.
Gussy up. I haven't heard that. My grandmother said that.
How old am I? Yeah.
Speaking of, because I when I just said my grandmother, I'm curious to know like when you were growing up,
mm-hmm.
who really influenced you in your family? I'm not talking about like outside people, but as you were growing up, who cared for you? Who really just took you by the hand and said, "This is life. Let's go live it."
Wow, my grandmother, my mother's mother, she was really special, and so I spent a lot of time with her, and my parents they're great, but I would say my grandmother and my great grandmother, I got a chance to spend some time with my great grandmother.
Lucky you.
Yeah, Big Mama. And Big Mama probably weighed, 92 pounds. she's like maybe 4'11", 92 pounds, but we call her Big Mama. But she had that presence, Yeah.
And do you remember, like, with your grandmother, any like special moments that you would share with her?
It was. Like, my mother would drop me off at her house because I would go to school from her house, and my mother would pick me up, later. And it was like one day, I think I forgot my books or something, and and I got my grandmother to let me stay home. I was like, I don't want to go to school because I don't have my books, and the kids are going to pick on me and laugh at me because I was the only, black girl in the class. Yeah, I mean, it was,
Ooh,
we're
yeah.
talking, like what are we talking, 60, 69s?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, so my grandmother, she let me stay home. And then when she said, well, when your mother gets home, we got to tell her that you didn't go to school today. And I was like, okay, well, look, I don't want to do that. And I was like, I said, Grandma, we need to rethink this whole thing. And then the more I thought about it, I got really upset and I started crying. And then I went out and got a switch. And I was like, Grandma, would you just go ahead and beat me and get this over with? Because I can't, I'm getting too nervous waiting for my mom to get home to go through this. I was like, please. I'm crying and begging her to beat me. And I see her with a little smile. She was like, no, I'm not going to beat you. You're going to, it's going to be okay. And we read a little bit, and she tried to do a little school with me at home. And I realized that, ooh, Grandma's reading isn't really up to par, so but I was just making up stuff. Yeah, I was just making up stuff, and then when my mother got home, my grandmother pulled her aside and said, "Look, don't be upset with her. Don't, I told her she could stay home. Don't be upset." And she said, she's already put herself through the ringer by,
she's a nervous wreck.
She's already punished herself enough. So don't bother her.
Oh.
So yeah. So
yeah, my
cool.
grandmother raised me too.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it was one of those things. The other day I just had this. I was feeling a little low, and I was like, why am I craving a McDonald's chocolate shake? And it hit me. I was like, oh. Whenever I was sad or sick or low or whatever, celebrating, whatever, Grandma would take me to McDonald's for those chocolate shakes. Remember the suck it through the straw? You could get an aneurysm trying to get that chocolate shake out of the straw. But yeah, grandmothers. Thank goodness for grandmothers.
Yeah.
Well, because her parents are too busy.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Right?
Yeah,
and
parents
they have the
are busy
time.
working and trying to do the
and
thing.
We could always get away with stuff.
Yeah, grandmas. Yeah, they were the best. The best.
Are you hopeful to be a grandmother one day?
I hope so. Not anytime soon, but I hope so.
Would you be called Big Mama?
Yeah. I hope. Yeah. But I would say maybe like in another 20 years or so. I would love to be the grandmother. Yeah.
You've done so much. My goodness, you've done. Of course, you've been doing the stand-up circuit for forever. You've been doing television, movies, great voiceover work as well. Mm-hmm. What have you not done that you want to do?
that I want to do. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do. Although we are in the valley, but no.
Yeah, no, that's Chatsworth.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The porn capital. Not that I don't know how I know that.
We don't know anything about it. No, we don't know anything about it. What is it that I would like to do that I haven't done? I don't know. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I'm not gonna say I've done it all, but pretty much, yeah. I don't know, just more projects. I love the gigs that I'm doing, and just more great roles.
And speaking of roles, I saw here too that you were involved with the GLAAD Media Awards.
Yes.
I've known of the GLAAD Media Awards for a long, long time, and honoring people in the industry, musicians, actors, writers, and such, who have done something positive for the gay, lesbian, transgender, bisexual community. And I mean, let's just talk about just the last few years.
Right.
What is that? I'll still tell you, I can still remember when the Supreme Court came down with that decision for the rights of us to marry our loved ones. It was like I was a parent waiting, for the baby to be born. Yeah. I was pacing back and forth, and I'm like, oh, these old people are gonna just, they're not gonna let me have my love. And I could not believe it when it happened. I was so relieved for so many of my friends who had been together for 10, 20, 30 years.
Right.
And they were finally able to marry the person that they love. Talk about that. Do you remember that?
I so remember. I remember that day. I remember that day. Because first, they when DOMA was overturned, And I was like, okay, well now I know Prop 8 is gonna that's done. So yeah, I mean it's tears. My phone started blowing up. Everyone's texting and calling each other. And I got together with my wife, because my wife was with me, and then we got together with another couple who got married the same month that we got married, and we went down to West Hollywood, and I mean it was like it's like just a parade, a never ending parade that night. Everyone was just out in the streets, and you see young people, and like you said, it's the older people that really just breaks me up when you see people in their 70s, and they've been together all this time, and they finally had the opportunity to marry. It was just beautiful. And then when the White House was in the rainbow,
I know.
Oh man, yeah,
Well,
that was just.
And the
woof.
thing was that it was like that. There's that phrase, and it's just two words: love wins. Mm-hmm. Love wins.
Yeah.
And that's what gives me hope about, we talk about the Trump and the Cruz and all that, and all the crazy stuff, and also the Bernie Sanders and the, and the Hillary Clinton, all that stuff. But it does give me hope when stuff like that happens, that this country isn't completely destined for, destruction.
Yeah, I believe that the vast majority of us, of Americans, we're good people, and we all want the same things, and it's
And I think it's turning around. I think people are waking up. I really do.
Yeah, but I mean, then we see what's going on, like in North Carolina and stuff. Then you go, guys, let it go, man. Just just let it go. Really, do we have to keep going through this? And it's just that small little minority who get hung up on their religion and everything, and they won't just.
Well, I think it's indicative of the whole Trump phenomenon too.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it's the bully.
Yeah.
It's the bully syndrome.
Right.
And it's either people maybe when they were kids they were bullied, or they were bullies. I don't know. But he represents sort of this macrocosm of absolutely no acceptance of anybody that's different,
Right.
and a very much a bully mentality, and I think there's a few people that kind of jump onto that, but the majority, I really don't. I think the majority of people, even Republicans,
Yeah.
they think it's just too much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It. I mean, it is, and it's the people. When I hear people say we love Trump because he says exactly what I want to say or what I'm thinking. He says what we want to think. I said no, that's not what we're thinking. That's not what I want to say. I want to say at all. It's like he doesn't care about being politically correct. And that's the thing. It's when people say politically correct. It's not being politically correct. It's just being correct.
Yeah.
It's just being correct.
Yeah.
It's like when you know better, don't you want to do better? If you know something is hurting, someone, when you go, oh yeah, I should stop that. So it's So
well, it's not a brilliant move. It's the Fox move. There's a little fear factor in people, and if you stoke that fire of fear, you blame the other. It's the Mexican people. It's the gay people.
Right.
It's the whoever, the communists.
the Muslims.
The Muslims,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And then you take the responsibility off of yourself. And you blame it on somebody else, because then not too long ago the Jews,
Right,
in another
right,
country it was
right.
it was the Jews. So it's taking responsibility off of yourself and blaming it on somebody else, scapegoating.
Right.
And it seems to tap into some people, but again, like I said, I think it's just. Oh God, I hope it's. I hope it's just a small minority of people. Folks, if you're just tuning in, I am Christine Blosdale. You're listening to KPFK, and I am joined in studio with the wonderful Wanda Sykes. She is going to be performing 2 shows on Saturday, May 21st at the theater at the Ace Hotel in Los Angeles. Tickets are available at wandasykes.com. You want to definitely go there, rush there, and get yourself some. And it's for her. You're going to be taping your special.
Yes.
What
yes.
happened, Miss Sykes?
What happened, Miss Sykes?
just give us a little teaser about what you're going to be talking about. What?
Oh wow! Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out how did I get into this position. Like I said, I'm very happy, but it's just looking around, going, wow, look at where I am now. Look at where we are. I mean, even with our environment. I mean, California. We got the drought going on, but like some people, I think are taking it a little bit too far as how they're trying to save water. Like I went to a dinner party with a little friend's house, and I wanted to use the restroom, and she goes, "Oh, Wanda, we have a little saying here."
Oh no!
Yeah.
No.
She hit me with we have a little saying. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. And I looked at her, and I was like, "Oh, well, that's funny because we have a little saying too. I ain't eating your food, because this is nasty right here. What you just did, that right there." I was like, "What other sayings do you have, in your house that I don't know about?" So, yeah, I was like, "Okay, guys, you're going too far."
If it's pink.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And who's going to check on this?
I know.
Who's checking?
Right. Who's checking this? Exactly. So, yeah, that was a bit much. So.
Do you have the thing with when you're in the shower? You have any guilt when you're in the shower? I don't. I personally don't, because I don't have children. I have a toy poodle.
Okay.
I have no partner. I have no children. It's just me.
So you could take a nice long shower.
I take a nice long shower.
Why not? Yeah, you deserve it.
Sometimes I just run it for the heck of it and go run some errands. I don't. Don't call the water police. Oh, wow. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful conversation with you. I want to thank you so much for coming to our funky little studios here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's you guys. Yeah,
we're a nonprofit.
I get it, and it shows. I see this.
We have no corporate funding.
You have no corporate funding,
and that's the beautiful thing.
That's the beautiful thing. But you get to do this, though.
We get to do this, and we get to talk about
real stuff.
Yeah, and we actually get to go a little bit more beneath the surface. And we don't have to cut for a commercial break all the time.
Yeah, right. And you don't have the wacky noise. Hey, you don't have to talk like this. Hey, welcome. Yeah, you don't have to do all of that.
But thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we want to get a lot of people out to the show. It's Saturday, May 21st at the theater at the Ace Hotel in Los Angeles. 2 show times, 7 and 9:30.
Yes.
And dress appropriately, people. Okay? Wear something nice. Make your hair look good. All right? Because Wanda Sykes is going to be televised for a special that's going to be airing in October on Epix. And we want to get people there. So also you can go to wandasykes.com to find out information about the show, and just to find out, see some cute pictures of Wanda Sykes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Big Mama Wanda.
There you go. Big Mama Wanda.
All right. Thank you again so much.
Thanks.
All right. Stay tuned, folks. More programming coming your way. Don't go anywhere. I'm Christine Blosdale. Stay tuned.